to fix my camera. You guys should like see this makeshift tripod situation that I've got going on. It's like a camera on books, on a picture frame, on a basket, on a table. I'm struggling this morning. So, good morning TL Travelers. Welcome to or welcome back to the TL Travel YouTube channel. For those of you who might be new here, welcome to the family. I am so stoked to have you here. If you've not already, hit that subscribe button. Definitely do it. What are you waiting for? I have so much fun stuff to share with you, travel content and the like, but today we're talking VidCon. We're doing a little bit of a VidCon wrap up. So for the last couple of videos, I was just sharing. For my last couple of videos, I was just sharing with you guys my experience as a creator at VidCon 2019. But today, the wristband is off and I am spilling the tea on what we loved, what we maybe didn't love so much, some of our favorite chats. I am going to let you guys in on what like the biggest surprise of the weekend was. And then of course, I'm gonna answer for you guys the biggest question of all, which is, was it worth it? So if you yourself are a creator on this platform, be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment below. Let me know what it is exactly that you do. If you've got any questions about VidCon or really anything at all, leave them in the comments down below and we'll just get started. So there are three types of tickets that you can pick up for VidCon. There's the community track ticket, the creator track ticket, and the industry track ticket. So for the community, that's obviously, I mean, it is what it sounds like. You are part of the YouTube community, you want to meet your favorite creators, all of that fun stuff. Check out the expo hall and like go to sort of like the more, I'm gonna call them the more fun events, basically. They're just like, they're not educational events. You know, you're going to Q&As and all that fun stuff. The second type of ticket that you can buy for VidCon is the creator Did I mention that I flew in yesterday and I'm exhausted? The second type of ticket that you can get for VidCon is the creator track ticket, and that is the type of ticket that I picked up. Creator track tickets are $250 American, and I believe that I got a little bit of a discount for purchasing mine early. I know that the prices go up the longer that you leave it, so if you're considering going in 2020, be sure to check out the ticket prices and pick yours up when the tickets are first announced, when everything first comes out, to get yourself the best deal. Creator track tickets, for the most part, are people who have their own YouTube channels or are thinking about having their own YouTube channels. Maybe they're just big into social media on another platform like Instagram or IGTV. So it's not just YouTube specific, but basically it's just for creators to go. You can check out panels, do Q&As with like CEOs of different companies, learn about new and upcoming things, and also get a little bit of education as far as like, you know, how to get your videos trending and all of that fun stuff. So it's a little bit more on the technical side of things. And if you are a creator, I would say that's definitely where you wanna be. And then the third type of ticket is the industry track ticket. And that is more so for people that are like business owners and work in like the tech side of things, tech companies developing apps, all of that kind of stuff. If you have an industry ticket, you just have access to more sort of high level educational panels, and then also the Q&As and things like that are different as well. Industry track tickets are $850 US, so the price difference between creator and industry is like, it's pretty substantial. So you wanna make sure beforehand that industry is something that you're gonna get really good value out of if you can buy that. So now that we have talked about the three types of tickets and we have established that I myself am a creator, I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about my experience and how I found the different panels and Q&As and everything like that that came along with my ticket. So the convention center was laid out into 3 floors. Bottom floor was all of the community, expo hall, that kind of stuff. Second floor, there was like meet and greets and other things going on. So community could use the bottom 2 floors. Third floor was for creators. So if you were on the third floor as a creator, you could access all 3 floors. And then there was an industry area as well. And of course, industry has access to everything. The different panels and Q&As and all of the fun festivities started every morning, 10 a.m. And usually we were out of there by about 6:30 doing panels and Q&As and meet and greets and all of that kind of stuff. Every single hour from 10 to 6 or 6:30. So there really wasn't a lot of time scheduled in the schedule for people to like go for lunch and do all of those types of things. It was pretty jam-packed, and there was multiple occasions where there were different creator chats going on that we all wanted to attend, kind of all of them. So I went with my girl, your girl Carly. You guys, if you haven't already checked her out, definitely do. And then we met up with some other creators while we were there as well. So what we would do is we would just kind of like split off into each individual panel that we wanted to see, take notes, and then share those notes afterwards with each other. So if you're going with a group, that's like a really good way to sort of like get the most out of your time and money, because yeah, otherwise you're having to like miss courses that you want to go to just to like run and grab food and all of that kind of stuff. And you want to get, you know, everything that you can out of your 3 or 4 days if you've obviously paid to be there. And for us who came from Canada, you know, you paid for flights, you paid for hotels and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna make the most out of it. There were a lot of really great educational panels that we attended, some really great Q&As. We got a ton of great information from almost all of the panels. There were definitely like some that stood out as favorites and some that fell flat. So I'm gonna chat with you guys really quickly about a couple of those. Starting with our absolute favorites, or my absolute favorites. I know that we all have sort of had different ones. So hands down, my favorite talk of the entire conference was How to Bend the Internet. And that was with the CEO of cut.com. And this was just like, I think this was my favorite because he really got up there and talked a lot about just like understanding what it is that, I guess, understanding your vision and not really putting all of your time and effort into like understanding your metrics and doing kind of what the community tells you you have to do. So I hope that made sense. Obviously, he explained it much better, was much more articulate, but you know, that's why you go to VidCon and you see the talks instead of getting them from me. But this chat was really honest and really raw and just basically like super direct, telling you that you can't just copy someone else's, you know, what they're doing, jump on the trends, all of that kind of stuff, and get to where you should be. You need to just sort of figure out, you know, your vision and what it is that you want. And if you understand your brand and you understand where it's going and like you get it, you can make that happen without, I don't know, basically just like being a sellout. My second was with Jack Conte, the CEO of Patreon, and this was sort of along the same vein as the cut.com talk. He is, not only is he the CEO of Patreon, but he's also a creator. So he brought a really unique sort of perspective to his talk as well, because he is both a CEO and a creator, and he has that insight into what it's like to be on, you know, both sides of that. And he talks really openly and honestly about things like finances and a lot of things that creators can get really stressed out about and don't really know how to like manage and all of that. So he really brought a lot of information to the table and did it in a really articulate way, a really honest way. And again, that's just something that like, I guess I just respect that in a speaker a lot. So those two were very different, but also very similar in their delivery. And then my third one, which is on the complete opposite scale of the two that I just mentioned, and that was the fireside chat with Jen X Pen, who I just like love her channel a lot. It's not really like a travel channel, although she does do some travel content or has been doing some travel content recently. I've always like found her to be very interesting and she's very articulate. So I thought her fireside chat would be like a really nice, you know, fun thing to just go see and chill out and like have a good time. What I noticed about her fireside chat versus a lot of other chats that happened with different creators was that she was one who actually, she understood that she was speaking to creators and not just fans. So when she was answering questions, she was answering them in a way that was helpful and useful to other creators instead of just answering them, you know, in like that light, fluffy way that you would if you were just like, you know, answering a Q&A for your fans who had no idea or no interest in what was going on behind the scenes. But now that I've told you guys about my favorites, you're probably wondering, okay, so what's the tea? Like, what were your letdowns from VidCon this year? And before I go on, I just want to make it clear that this was my first VidCon. So I don't have anything to compare it to. I'm not sure if this is the same or different from years past. So yeah, just take that information and do with it what you will, but full disclaimer, this is my opinion as a first-time YouTuber. That's not right. This is my first time as a VidCon attendee. So my first letdown was something a little bit more specific to me and my channel, and that's just like surrounding travel vloggers and travel content. There wasn't like a travel specific panel where I could go and see like a travel specific featured creator or someone do a Q&A or anything about travel. There were a few different vloggers and YouTubers. Like I went to the My Life as Ava fireside chat, and she does some travel related content. She's not a travel vlogger by any means. So there would have been an opportunity there to ask some travel questions. However, it just like, it didn't work out that way, which was kind of a bummer. I didn't really get the chance to ask any travel questions. So there were obviously vloggers there who traveled, but there weren't any travel specific content creators. And that was just like, yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer. So I think if I was deciding whether or not I wanted to go to VidCon another year, I would do a little bit more looking into and like hope a little bit that there would be at least a few different featured creators that were travel specific content. My second VidCon letdown was the Creators Lounge. And I'm gonna say, again, as someone who has not attended VidCon other years, I will say though that I met a lot of people who did, who this was like their second, third, fourth VidCon, and they all said the exact same thing. The Creators Lounge this year at VidCon was dark and silent, and it did not at all encourage like conversation or networking. There was nothing fun going on. And yeah, we were all really excited to like get into the Creators Lounge and be there. And then the second we walked in, we were like, ooh, let's go find somewhere fun to be. And then the third sort of letdown was, and I already touched on this a little bit, was just kind of like the way that the schedule was laid out. I understand that they only have a certain amount of time or a limited amount of time to get everything done, but they really jam-pack those creator panels into a certain amount of time. And because there's like back-to-back hour-long panels and then like smaller speaker, like featured speaker things sort of in between, if there are things that you wanna go to and things that you wanna do in every single hour, there's like no time to eat, no time to relax. Like when VidCon came to a close, we were all fully exhausted. And on top of that, as a creator, you still kind of, there are some like community track things that you might want to go to, and you still want to be able to spend some time, you know, looking around the expo hall. There's lots going on outside. So there just doesn't seem to be enough time to do, not everything, obviously you can't do everything, but like even just to do a fraction of the things that you want. Which leads me to my final 2 points. The first is going to be the biggest surprise of the conference, which for me is like a super random one, but I decided that I was gonna take some time away from the creator panels and go do something fun in the community track, and I decided that I wanted to go to the Tana Mojo Q&A because there's just something about that girl that like, I don't know, I'm a reality TV, like, I just like love that trash TV. So I think that that has something to do with it. And lo and behold, out came Jake Paul to read his poem and announce their wedding date. So that for me was one of my favorite like fun VidCon moments of the whole conference. Obviously, like on a more serious note, there were a lot of really like cool little great surprises, but that for sure was like a moment that I just was like, oh man, like enjoying myself and chilling and like not having to use a great deal of mental strength. So yeah, that was like a really great moment for me and just like a really fun time. So biggest surprise for me was just how much I enjoyed that big old Q&A with Tana Mojo. And with all of that said and done, that leads me to my very final point and what a lot of you guys came here for, which was to know whether or not I thought that VidCon 2019 was worth the money. As someone who flew in from Canada to check out the festivities and essentially go back to school for 3 full exhausting days, I would say that absolutely, if you are a creator, the creator track ticket is 100% worth it. I do think that when you purchase the creator track ticket, you should put a little bit of thought into which classes are going to do the most for you and try and do like sort of like a diverse, like a mix of the types of panels that you check out. So do a few Q&As, do a few tech type things, you know, do a few analytics type things, go to a few inspirational chats, you know, to get the most out of your experience. I found when I went in there that I originally planned to do a lot of like analytics, thumbnails, like those types of things surrounding my YouTube channel. But because that's something that I did know a lot about already, I was only getting smaller little like nuggets of useful information out of each one. And so I did find it a little bit more beneficial to spread that out and go and check out some panels about things that I knew nothing about, so that I could come out of there with a ton of information, a ton of fresh information. And yeah, now I'm just sort of rambling, I think. But that's gonna be it for me for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and got a lot of great information out of it. If you have any more questions about VidCon or just questions in general, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will always get back to you. You can also find me over on Instagram at TL Travel. At TL Travel is our handle across all platforms, so check us out wherever. But if you want to send a DM over on Instagram as well, it's always welcome, and I'm here to answer your questions, VidCon related, travel related, whatever it is you'd like. So be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and now that VidCon is done, we're gonna be jumping right back into our travel content. So up next is our adventure through Laos. You are not gonna wanna miss it. And then we have a ton of great Canada-wide content coming your way, and I don't want to give away my next secret destination, so I'm not gonna say it, but there's more travel to come. So until next time, stay great, travel safe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.